your post on a respective platform has a certain value to where one TikTok does not equal 1 6-hour Twitch stream to your brand. Unless you're Pokimane, then you should not do a 6-hour Twitch stream. Instead, you should do a TikTok because you're not fully developed on this platform. You know, it's all conditional, but it's like when you're starting off, one YouTube video has a much greater impact and likelihood of having a much greater impact than one viral tweet. And the reason is because this is an easier platform. Hey guys, everything you're about to see here happened live on Twitch. There's links down below in the description. Go ahead and give me a follow so you know that when the next time I come live. Anything that you happen to have a question on during the length of this video over branding, content creation, and where to put it that I didn't answer in this video, go ahead and put them down in the comments or ask me live on any of my socials down below or on Twitch. Okay, yeah. Okay, so let's talk about that right now. Actually, I'm a small content creator that doesn't know where to get started in terms of platforms. It seems like there's so many options to go. Which one do I take? So okay, yeah, so we're on the topic of this. I'm just gonna go over, let's just go over everything. Like, this is just for live streaming, but let's talk about here, I actually have this open right now. So let's just talk about let's like plan a roadmap, you know, content creation roadmap. Like, where do you go? What platform do you use for getting started? When people say, oh, I want to be a Twitch streamer, they think you know, they want to go do all of this, but really to have a successful career in Twitch, here we can go actually pull up a, is that purple? That's purple. All right, so we got Twitch right here. Oh, that's an eye. Okay, so when people say that I want to be a successful Twitch streamer, they really don't understand everything that goes into it. Because if you try and go on Twitch alone, you're most likely, chances are you're not going to make it. It's like 1 in a million or however many concurrent people are on Twitch right now. Your chances are like literally stacked against you with every single other option that you could have taken, like just from the get-go. Twitch, YouTube Live, I guess, YouTube gaming or whatever, Facebook gaming. Like, actually that's probably the best platform to start off right now instead of Twitch, or Mixer. You know, who's to say where Mixer's going? We can actually just see back at the graph we were just looking at, that Mixer has grown and gone almost nowhere, you know, compared to Facebook gaming. This is year to date kind of stuff. And so just starting off on Twitch is like already a bad idea. And so we can talk about the other things that go into it though, because if you do want to start on Twitch or any other live streaming service from that point, Twitch doesn't have SEO. We're going to be using Twitch because that's the most popular example. Twitch's SEO is ranked by viewer count. So we can go look on any Discover page on any game category, and it's, you know, traditionally ranked by viewer count. There's like this new thing that they added where it's like the ones that you'd most likely watch or something like that, similar to whatever, still ranked by viewer count. It's just like shared by like common viewers that go across platforms, or not platforms, channels. Yeah, so what do you do? What do you do if you're only like SEO on Twitch, or not? Yeah, Twitch to utilize is viewer count. Get more viewers, you know, that's easier said than done. Just get viewers and then you'll rank higher and be more discoverable. So what you do is you actually, let me go ahead and get a red out from here. So what you actually do is you end up, that's what that play button is. That's supposed to be a Y. YouTube. You go make a YouTube, and this allows you to be, you know, this ups your chances of making it if wherever you want to go in terms of getting viewers at more than the 0 mark by tenfold. This, because YouTube is an extremely discoverable platform. If you do your SEO right, if you do your tags right, I'll make an entire other video on that because that's what I do for, you know, other content creators. And if you promote your video in the right way, then people that have never heard of you before will see your video. You can post a video without any tags, anything, and end up actually, you know, getting like 30 to 100 views, or even hundreds of thousands of views, depending on if your content's good, and, you know, even optimized. And so that's something, you know, that's very good to keep in mind. And so all of a sudden you increase your discoverability from Twitch, which is just if someone scrolls to the bottom of the category that you're streaming on, to YouTube, which has like a legitimate way of actually putting this out there. Let me turn this down really quick. This feels actually kind of loud. All right, cool. So there's like a facet that now will drive viewers to your Twitch page if you make content that promotes it and goes that direction. It's like it's almost like a marketing funnel in that sense. So let's see what else. There is a lot of other social medias that we're not taking into account. Here we can actually up the brush size to like 5 or something like that. So we got TikTok, right? Turn this on. So this is super important. I'm just gonna say TikTok. We can. This is incredibly important because it's the fastest discoverable platform, if that makes sense. Like you can post a TikTok today, and if it's like content that some people can find relatable, relatability is the #1 thing that we can actually talk about that in here in a second. But if you find relatable content that is enjoyable and actually meets kind of some TikTok SEO guidelines, then you can have one that just blows up. You know, my friend actually just posted a recording of her just listening to her ex-boyfriend's voice message that was hella funny to her, and she got 29,000 views. That's just like her first and only TikTok. And then because you had one, it snowballs because you have one. She posted a video that says, "Thanks for making me TikTok famous." 2 seconds, 1.5 seconds, and it got 500 views. And it's just like no tags, no whatever. It's just her posting it. And so it really snowballs a lot on this platform because it needs content. It's super easy to go viral on this platform. Another thing we can look at, what color do we want to use? We can use pink. Let's hope that, let's use like a dark pink. So what we want right here, we want, let's try and do like a rounded box. This is Instagram, right? So Instagram, super important, along with, let's just not forget let's just draw on its brother right now. You know, the boy Twitter. I'm just gonna draw a circle for that because I don't want to try and draw a Twitter logo. Why do I keep drawing an eye? Twitter. Oh my god, that's terrible. Yeah, so Twitter and Instagram are super important, and I'm actually gonna draw lines here really quick. Let's just do that right now. Let's draw lines to show how these connect, and I'm gonna explain these here in a second. Just bear with me here. I swear, bro, I'm trying to explain this as best as I can. This is actually like your full content marketing map. Like this is everything that you'll need. I'm gonna draw Snapchat. Ooh, let's actually let's do this with the mouse really quick, but let's actually do it like this. Make it a little baby one. You can give it some buff arms. Grr. All right, so there's Snapchat, right? And then we can draw the best and brightest, best content. I already said that. LinkedIn. So these are, you know, the main social media platforms, and then you can have like a personal website over here, and then whatever other facets that you could drive content to and from. And this is basically like basic content syndication, or like web syndication, whatever you want to call it, where it's like I'm actually showing you this is what you should do to oh, let's change that to black. This is what you do to become discoverable on all platforms and ultimately drive to Twitch. Like these two are actually, I'm arranging this in a very specific order. These two are over here next to each other because it's like you want to be a Twitch streamer, and in order to be a Twitch streamer, typically you want to go to YouTube and, you know, other platforms, but this is where your brand is going to grow. This is not just where it's going to grow, this is where it's going to live. YouTube, literally, your brand on Twitch lives on YouTube. That's just how it is, because Twitch just isn't the type of platform that's set up for that kind of stuff, and YouTube is extremely discoverable. Sykkuno, we're going to talk about him later. If you want to go look up Sykkuno on YouTube, he literally grew on and blew up on YouTube, and that's why he's a big Twitch streamer, not the other way around. He utilized YouTube perfectly, and by using editors to edit his VODs. And so we can actually take a look at this. So I'm just going to draw like a little baby one right there, and then right here. Let's see, there's 2 levels to this right here. So let's see, I'm gonna draw like a super light line right here. There's like 2 levels that divide this right here. And there's like stories. Yeah, stories and like original content. So like these are your Instagram posts. This is your like native to stay on Twitter stuff, like your stupid word bullshit, whatever you want to say, like stupid relatable tweet stuff, that's where that's gonna stay. But this is like your general timeline that gets cross-posted. So we're gonna kind of talk about that. Just keep this in mind. This is like the worst box ever, bro, I swear. Or just diagram. Anyway, so reason why I have some arrows kind of going through here. Oh yeah, I want it on this half. Cool. So Twitch is where you actually, I'm dividing it like this. So there's these right here, and then there's all of this right here, right? And Twitch and TikTok are the two platforms where you're going to make probably 80% of your content. It's like the Pareto principle right here. This is 80, and this is 20% of your content is going to be made over here. And the reason why we actually say that is because Twitch, if you're going to be a Twitch streamer, then to be discoverable, you need to promote it to other platforms, right? And especially this one. And that these are like where your brand is going to live, but you still make and rip the majority of your content off of your Twitch. A perfect example is what I'm doing right now, or what Devin Nash does. If you go look at his YouTube channel, everything that he says about marketing, a majority of almost every video that's uploaded within the past year or 2 years has been from his Twitch stream. Just kind of like in this way that I'm doing it right now, where I'm probably going to go cut this off. Like I said earlier, this would be a great video, and just put this up on YouTube. So if you're watching this, like and subscribe, and follow on Twitch there. Yeah, so it's like, this is where your content's going to be made, but this is where your content is going to be discovered, right? And so if you're doing gaming, or if you're doing like really big significant points that you want to put out there, then you're going to put that. This arrow should maybe go over here, but you're going to put that especially to Twitter on your timeline. If it's like short stuff, like 30 seconds under, a minute under, put that on your Twitter. Your big stuff, like if you want to do like big highlight video from Twitch for gaming and maybe just general gameplay, that's going to go into different videos on your YouTube to create content there and become discovered there, which will then drive traffic back to here. We're going to use a gray arrow to drive traffic back to. So there's driving traffic back to Twitch. Is that seems a little dark. Let's use this right here, a little bit lighter. So you're driving content from, or viewers, now this is viewers, your customers, back from YouTube to Twitch, even though you created all your content here. And the reason why is because you created your content there. And then vice versa with all of this stuff. And so what you want to do with Twitter is be like, yo, on the timeline shit that's like all up here, you want to be like, yo, I'm live on stream. Twitter's like the place where you just like throw up everything. This is just literally everything. I'm live on Twitch, or I got like a cool Twitch clip that just to take a look at this. It's a 4K in Valorant or whatever. It's a super relatable point about marketing. Haha. All that's going to go up there, and your Instagram stories. That's not necessarily like a place for your like Instagram feed, unless you have like a IGTV kind of thing. And same with your Snapchat. You're gonna, like, when you go live on Twitch, put it on Snapchat, put it on your Twitter timeline, put it on your Instagram stories. Your Snapchat stories and your Instagram stories should be like, they should look the same, essentially. You can have sure like some Snapchat specific stuff, like post a pic of your fit, unless it's part of your brand, then don't do that. Put that on everything. But just like small shit that you keep on Snapchat, keep it there. But it's like brand wise, put everything that you put on your Snapchat stories onto your Instagram stories at least. And then vice versa, a lot of the stuff that you put on your Instagram stories is going to go into your Twitter timeline. All right, that's why I drew this arrow right here. All right, now let's take a look at, so Snapchat goes kind of there, and this is just the stories part. So we can actually label this really quick. Stories. Spell it right? Maybe. Stories. Highlights. GHTS. Highlights are going to go right here. Highlights, and what is it? Just gameplay. Play/large content. Highlights, gameplay, large content is going to go from Twitch over to YouTube. And then I also put LinkedIn here. This is very specific to okay, kinda. I was going to say this is very specific to like what kind of content you produce and who, like who you do, I guess who you do, like what kind of stuff you do and like where you want to actually grow. But let me actually show you an example of why that's actually not true. One thing I can tell you while we actually load and try and find this example is only 5% of all active users, monthly active users on LinkedIn post. A majority of the stuff that's going to be in your timeline, unless you have like 5,000 connections, are going to be from people that don't post, or like from people that you don't even know, that you're not even connected to. And so that's just kind of like something cool. So that means naturally your content is going to be pushed. And so let's see, we can go find, there's a very specific person that I'm trying to find. I'm sorry, it might take me a second. His name's David, and he's actually the editor for Lily Pichu and oh, here you go, Davis. I'm sorry, Davis. Yeah. So this guy right here is actually a video editor for multiple YouTubers like Lily Pichu. I think he's done some stuff for Pokemon, maybe. I don't know, but like he posts content about some of the stuff that he does, like with offline TV, on his LinkedIn, and just naturally it's get pushed, even though it's like, oh, it's gaming content. LinkedIn's for like your resume and shit like that. Not true. That's not true actually at all. It's literally the same that could go on a Facebook feed, and I'm even leaving Facebook out of this equation. I just didn't even write that here. You can kind of just put that right there. All right, let's talk about TikTok. Actually, let me really quick, we're gonna come back to this, but I'm just putting like a star right here. Oh, that's supposed to be a star. All right, you following along, right? All right, I'm putting stars on these two, and we're gonna talk about that in a second. All right, so with this, we got TikTok. Like I said earlier, it's extremely discoverable. You can post one thing, get 29,000 views, just depending on if it's relatable and good content. And good content on TikTok doesn't mean like, you know, 5-head content. It could be like smooth brain, forehead, just like stupid shit, as you could probably see from scrolling through TikTok for like 2 seconds. You know, it doesn't matter. It just has to be kind of that. Your gameplay, like I'm using gameplay and like gaming Twitch streamer or whatever specifically as this example. Your gameplay isn't going to go to TikTok. Nothing here is pointing an arrow towards TikTok, right? Nothing is going straight to TikTok. And the reason why is because it's been proven and shown over and over again that generally content from other platforms does not resonate with an audience on TikTok. It just doesn't. Devin Nash actually talks about this, where he tried putting a lot of his Twitch clips that would have gone on his other socials to TikTok, and they just didn't perform nearly as well as anything they did face to face. Go look at everything Gary Vee does. Go look at everything that big people that do marketing, or even shit, any person that's big on TikTok, they're using a face to face kind of transfer method, not using me talking to a Twitch stream, drawing shit, right? They're not doing that, right? And so it's just like a direct communication from the platform naturally to the platform, and that's what resonates on TikTok. And we can actually see that. I'm sure if you scrolling through Instagram, you've seen tons of TikToks on Instagram, because that content just does well. It's okay to be posted there, and it resonates with the audience, because the audience in this case necessarily just doesn't matter. A great example of this is meme pages on Instagram. You'll see half of this stuff from TikTok and nobody says anything anymore. It doesn't fucking matter. Twitter is an amazing example of this as well. You've seen so many TikToks on Twitter just going through, and it just doesn't matter. The OK Boomer girl, Nico Lol, she has her pinned tweet. If you go look at that, it's her wearing the Bernie Sanders shirt, just with the OK Boomer dance. Literally has the TikTok watermark in the corner pinned on her thing, and it has 40 million views. If it mattered and it actually turned the audience off that it was from TikTok, then it wouldn't be posted. It wouldn't be thriving in the way that it was either. And so she's actually a perfect example of going to look at this like whole content syndication thing of like posting, cross posting and reposting, and just like getting a brand across all platforms. Okay, so that's why no arrows are actually going to TikTok. And so we're going to use gray arrows to represent like traffic on, and like pointers, I guess you can say. You want to point everybody from your YouTube to your Twitch. And if you make a YouTube video on Twitch, like I mentioned earlier, I uploaded the how to analyze rental properties on as my last video last week. Go check that out, blah blah blah. That was an example of me saying from YouTube or from Twitch, go check out my YouTube video. But typically your people that are going to discover you are going to be from YouTube and from other platforms that go to Twitch. Twitter, oh, I'm using a darker gray, excuse me. Twitter is also going to be driving straight to your Twitch, and that's like shit from your timeline. Remember what we were talking about, the quality content that stays kind of like platform native, and then stuff from your timeline and stories and shit like that, that's going to go like, hey guys, live on Twitch right now, click the link and come join us. Give me a second. So yeah, that stuff, that's also going to be minorly driving content, not quite as much as this right here. Oh, I never even discussed these arrows right here. Really quick, all of your good photos from Twitter, like the good ones, not shit posts or not memes or whatever, are going to go onto your Instagram timeline. just because you need content to stay alive on that kind of stuff. All of your, you know, Instagram posts that go on Instagram naturally that you want to put there are also going to go on your Twitter with a link to your Instagram. All right, that performs extremely well with Twitter to link to Instagram to go back. Instagram with links to Twitter and stuff like that, or like link in bio and stuff, doesn't necessarily perform as well, just because of the nature that of how Instagram set up stuff. If you have swipe up and stuff like that enabled, then go for it. It's so much easier that way. But generally, you're gonna put all of your quality photos from Twitter and stuff like that. If you do like a photo set, say Nico Lol, we can use her as an example again, or Pokimane, all of her like big photos and stuff like that, she'll then post on over to Instagram, just for the constant content that needs to grow your Insta and keep it present. Over here, this way, you know, like we said, just put the reference back that way. But all of this is going to have Twitch highlights and stuff like that. That's going to drive content mostly to your YouTube. You know, you're actually going to probably reference your YouTube a lot more in, oh, that's like, there you go, that's a bit better. You reference your YouTube videos and stuff like that a lot more in your Instagram and Twitter and all that kind of stuff, and maybe even post like snippets of that in these highlights. You know, Snapchat as well a little bit. You know, you'll post from your story saying, hey, go check out my YouTube video that I just posted about a content roadmap. I will leave this, I'll send you this if you want. I'll leave a link somewhere if you want to, like an Imgur or something like that, if you want this roadmap, because as terrible as this is drawing, this is extremely helpful information just to look at, kind of say, okay, I got my Twitch clips, I'm gonna keep those and set them aside for a highlight video along with some like gameplay or something like that, and like large content stuff. But I got my highlights. This was super sick 4K on Valorant. I'm gonna go put this up on my Twitter. I'm gonna throw this up on my Instagram story, tell people to swipe up and go follow my Twitch, all that kind of stuff. And then vice versa with TikTok, you're gonna be like, okay, cool, I got this funny relatable TikTok, it's working a little bit here, I'm gonna go post it to Twitter and go post to my Instagram stories. At first, this is gonna go to your stories, and the reason why is because not everyone's comfortable with putting that as their actual content. Then it's going to go to your posts. Ideally, you want this to be like, you want your TikToks to be as like actual posts on Instagram, because that's where it really starts to perform. But like, not everybody trying to get in, like first getting into this, because this is just for you, you know, just trying to get started. Not everybody has this you know, dialed in and like wants everybody to know like, oh hey, I'm doing TikTok stuff to promote my Twitch and to promote my personality stuff. Again, like none of your gameplay is going to live on TikTok, your personality is, and that's what's going to drive people this way through that cycle. All right, what if I don't want to do YouTube or Twitch? If you want to be a content creator, you will do YouTube and Twitch. Or you don't, fuck it, you don't have to do the live streaming. This is actually, you know, not needed. You know, you don't have to be a Twitch streamer. Nobody says you do. And you know, that's just kind of how it is, right? Oh shit. Okay, we want that text. Oh, it's red. That doesn't matter. Anyway, nobody says you have to do this at all. Don't do it. But with YouTube, if you want to consider that in the future, do it. And the reason why I say that, I know that was kind of like super blunt, but the reason why I say that is actually because I go find somebody that you know is like famous or has a big following on Instagram and Twitter, and then has started a YouTube channel, and then go take a look at the progress of the YouTube channel and the success of that. A great guy to look at is Fresh Kicks on Twitter and Instagram. He's a car guy, does a bunch of cool stuff. It's 370Z or 350Z Nismo, pretty sick. He's got a G37, whatever. He started a YouTube channel, and for the first couple months, it just kind of stayed stagnant. Like there's like the really, you know, 10% that like really followed him on these platforms of like Instagram and Twitter that just like loved his stuff and went and subbed immediately and watched all of his videos, whatever. You're gonna have those people, the 1% that watches everything, the 10% that like you. But it's so hard to get your community that's just like goes on Instagram, it's midnight, I'm gonna scroll through and, you know, until I fall asleep and waste time and do whatever. Or it's like, fuck, I'm waiting at Subway for my shit, I'm just gonna scroll through Twitter really quick. It's so hard to get those people to then convert to this kind of type of content, 5 to 15 to, you know, 80-hour long videos compared to anything you'll see on Instagram or Twitter. And it's just like that gap to go from these right here, or even these right here, all the way to YouTube. Like if you start your following and start your stuff here, is so hard. I know I just drew all over the page, just give it a second, you know. but it's incredibly difficult to actually bridge that gap of going from these over here, rather as opposed to sending people from your YouTube and be like, or having this presence and be like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm over on Instagram, go check me out, add me on Snapchat right now, and check out Twitter for the next time the video goes live. Like using these as like just proxies and just like filler, like think of it like filler arcs and filler content for anime, where it's like the main the manga, the anime has caught up to the manga, and that we need to do a filler arc. So we're gonna, like, in the meantime of posting Instagram, of posting YouTube videos, we're posting Instagram content, we're posting Twitter content, we're posting all this stuff between our streams on Twitch. We're posting our highlights over here. It's like, oh, do you remember that stuff? Fedmeister is amazing at this. Go look at him with his stuff like that. He's really, really good at kind of doing these like fillers when he's not streaming. And just like the offline TV is just, that group in general is really great to go through. But yeah, no, if you don't do this and want to in the future, then and try and grow these like super fast, the jumping that gap is going to be extremely, extremely hard, as even in comparison to only doing these, or like only doing just this and then telling everyone to go do that. Because naturally that just like, that's a natural progression of like followers. There's like people discovering you here, wanting to follow you on Twitch, wanting to follow you on Instagram, as I destroy this entire fucking document. Right, it's like a natural progression that kind of goes here. Yeah, does that make sense? Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, that it's so easy to bridge this gap in comparison to doing this. I'm not saying it's easy to get 1 million subscribers on YouTube. I'm just saying, like, if you have 1 million followers on Twitter, make a YouTube, you're not going to have 1 million subs on YouTube. And in the value of each post on each platform is extremely different as well. That's like something that we can get into a completely different time. But it's like having like your post on a respective platform has a certain value, to where one TikTok does not equal 1 6-hour Twitch stream to your brand. Unless you're Pokimane, then you should not do a 6-hour Twitch stream. Instead, you should do a TikTok, because you're not fully developed on this platform. You know, it's all conditional, but it's like when you're starting off, one YouTube video has a much greater impact and likelihood of having a much greater impact than one viral tweet. And the reason is because this is an easier platform to convert. How many viral tweets have you liked and interacted with? Then think of how many people that made those viral tweets that you've actually gone and followed. That's like that oh shit moment of like, kind of like what I'm saying. It's so hard to have something go viral and then eventually take this virality and drive it to a completely different content or type of content than this, from longer content, more in-depth and more attached content, to just like haha okay boomer kind of shit. You know, it's like stupid meme shit like on social media platforms like this. Okay, so yeah, that's kind of like why I talk about the stars. So like this is where you're, yeah, let's talk about these really quick. I just want to make sure that I explain this well, and I think I jumped to a different subject before I even spoke about it. But these stars are where your brand is kind of going to live, and like and also like this, especially this kind of like what I mentioned earlier, as well as this right here where you're going to make and be discovered. Like that's kind of like what I want to say. This is your discoverability points right here. Chances are, even if you get like a big viral tweet of you tweeting out your insane Valorant gameplay or CSGO gameplay, or, you know, world record chess, you know, noob to GM speed run in 2 months, kind of, there's some stupid shit, unless you get that like crazy traction and interaction and true following from like a, you know, extremely rare case of getting that in any of these platforms, then it's just like not really viable. This is where you're going to be discovered. TikTok, like we said earlier, it's starving for content, especially LinkedIn right now. I could draw a star on that too. That's, you know, we can talk about that later, but like this is where your brand is going to be discovered. Okay, yeah, like these are like priorities, and you create all of your YouTube content, or you can very well do this. This is super easy by just doing stuff from your Twitch. Case in point, if you're watching this on YouTube and I actually made this into a video, this is the exact point that I'm trying to make. Like, you don't have to make any content that's exclusively native to Twitch or exclusively native to YouTube if you're trying to be a Twitch streamer. You just have to format it in a way that works with YouTube, because we found that this content works perfectly well on YouTube. That's just how it is. you know, and you can argue that React Andes take YouTube content and put it on Twitch, you know, easy. That it's, yeah, that's kind of easy. Let's see. All right, better examples of, okay, yeah, let's actually, you know, fuck it, let's just look at this right now. Let's look. I'll show you. Look at this, guys. If you're following along, right? Yeah, follow along with me and look these up. Sykkuno. This guy Sykkuno right here blew the fuck up within the past year, year and a half, 2 years, however long he's been doing this, and all of his content, all of this right here is coming from his Twitch. Yeah, like go watch through his videos. Almost none of it is native to YouTube. Like he'll do like directly addressing kind of like story time or some shit like that, I'm sure, but like all of it is exclusive to or exclusively made on Twitch. Even his solo content where he's just talking to the camera, he's chatting, he's interacting with chat just like I'm doing with you, you know. It's just like that's where this is made, and this is a perfect example. Another great guy, Aculite, boom, this guy right here. This guy does really awesome. He's so good at all. I've watched like all of his videos. I love this guy. He's so good at everything that he does. Majority of it is streamed. You know, he just sits there and plays tons and tons of video games every single day, and he just streams it. But then he'll just take the VODs and take the games, edit them down into the style that he's found his niche in, his niche, and then put them up. You know, it's just awesome. Oh, you know, and his friends, Tomographic, Fuglet, Stone Mountain, they pretty much all do the exact same thing. Oh, Aurora, this guy that plays CSGO. I got one more example after this that's not gaming, so stick around really quick. This guy Aurora, literally, if you watch any of his videos, he says, once again, guys, all of this content was taken from my Twitch. And so if we go back really quick, his call right here, pushing his people that discovered him on YouTube to his Twitch. This is the fattest fucking arrow I'm gonna make tonight, you know, pushing his people, the direct call to action, into something like that. Let's see if he says it on his new video. I haven't even watched this yet.
Live. Do you guys want to come watch me play?
You hear that? You hear that?
Once again, most of these clips are recorded live. Do you guys want to come watch me play some CSGO? Twitch.tv/Aurora. I'll have a link down in the description and pinned in the comments. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you in the next one.
Once again, everything that you're watching right now was recorded live on twitch.tv/Carson Sice. If you want to come check it out, twitch.tv/Carson Sice. Like, subscribe, share on MySpace. Make sure to copy this YouTube video link and share it on AIM with all of your boomer friends. Yeah, so it's like a perfect case in point, like exactly what I'm trying to say. Let's talk about Devin Nash. Devin Nash. This guy, I've mentioned him just a couple times. I fucking love this guy. If you want to know anything business, anything marketing that involves the entertainment sector on Twitch, YouTube, or just like this whole entire like esports community as well, he gives some insight to that. Super cool guy. He does all of this from his Twitch. Pretty much all of it from his Twitch.
Statements are better.
Yeah, I learned almost everything I need to learn about PR on this right here. Anyway, let's give me a second. Let me see. All right. Yeah. Okay. So I gave you this, right? But this is like kind of useless. Like it's like, okay. I mean, no disrespect in this because I'm the exact same way. If someone gives you a fucking roadmap on like this is how to get exactly from where you are to you know, the Hollywood sign, right? This is the roadmap and you wanted to go there, so here you go. It's like, okay, cool. Well, I'm just chilling on my computer. I'm just bulling with my Pikachu, right? Where do I even start? You know, like how do I get the car to get gas and get road trip goodies and snacks? How do I check into a hotel along the way? How do I do these things? Like what now? Like, great, you gave me the fucking map. You gave me exactly where the content should be going, where it should be syndicated. But like what now? Let's see. Let's actually just say this really quick. Oh, don't look at that. It's my branding stuff. We're gonna say Kiki. Okay. Cool. let's pull up, let's talk about what now. All right, what now? Number one, I'm gonna get this pad out of my, number one, blah, blah. You need to create content. Content. All right, we can just call this like priorities. Priorities with a Z. Whoops. Anyway, you can create content. Super big for obvious reasons, because you can't do any of this shit and you can't syndicate, you can't cross post without content, right? You can't do any of that shit. And we can actually pull this up in the background just so you guys can have that, right? Number one is create content for very obvious reasons. Number two, this is actually the most important step, so I'm going to put an asterisk. Number two, right? You guys ready? Post your fucking content. I almost typed that out. Post your content. This is the biggest thing on this list. Now, you think about it. This seems so blatantly obvious. Just like, what am I, a fucking idiot? Well, of course, post the content after I make it. But it's like, how many things have you, like, how many Snapchat stories have you, like, went to go put something on your story and be like, ah, fuck, nobody wants to see that. LinkedIn. Oh shit, this is LinkedIn. I don't know if this is appropriate for this audience. Oh shit. I don't know. How many funny jokes do you, like, you're in a group setting, how many funny jokes have you had and be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe nobody else thinks that's funny. Maybe I'm like a fucking idiot, right? You know, it's like no. You have to post your content. You have to tell your joke. You have to do your shit, right? You have to do your thing. Number three. That's like, number two is the most important thing right here. All right. Number three is be accessible. On all all platforms. Okay. This, what do I mean by this? I mean, if you're going to be doing this and you're going to be saying, hey, go follow me on Twitch really quick, and you're posting from Carson Sice on Twitter, at Carson Sice, go follow me on Twitter, right? And I'm saying, hey, I'm live on Twitch at, you know, Carson Sice. And if someone doesn't see that, it's like, oh, obviously you'd think, oh, okay, so Carson Sice on Twitter is live on Twitch and his name is Carson Sice. Super easy. Or maybe you don't even get that. You're like, you found me on Instagram, cool, okay. Oh, it's Twitch streaming. Oh, he has a Twitch? That's so cool. Let me go look it up really quick. Oh, he has a YouTube? Let me type in Carson Sice and go find his video over real estate properties. I remember I'm like out now, but now I'm thinking about real estate. I'm not on Instagram, and I'm like, oh, Carson Sice was just posting about that and telling me how he made a thing on how to analyze rental properties. Go check that out. The last video is actually pretty neat. You know, so be accessible and be like easily searchable, I guess, like easily, I can't spell, findable, findably, right? And semi-priority, this is, again, we're just doing like a little checklist on like shit to get started, like how do you get your car, you create your content, how do you fill it up with gas, you actually have to post your content, right? Like that actually was surprisingly good. that was actually like a pretty okay priority. Yeah, I'll leave that. So your semi-priority right here, this will be to I can't believe I just went on that tangent with the great analogy and now I completely forgot. Consistent branding. This is actually consistent. I spelled that wrong. I'm spelling everything wrong today. Consistent branding. This is super important across all platforms. Okay, so this is kind of important. It's like a semi-priority though. Like first you just want to get your shit out there. You want to make content because you can optimize, you can do all this kind of shit, you can syndicate, you can do whatever your stuff to your content, excuse me, and then grow. But you can't do any of that unless you have content. Like for example, I run a YouTube SEO agency and I help people optimize their content to be discovered better on YouTube with proper tags, right? And when I help content creators, it's awesome, and I love talking to these people that have content that just isn't doing too well. They're just putting it up on their YouTube and expecting it to go viral because they put XQC in the title. just because you played a Valorant game with XQC doesn't mean it's going to go viral. You need to optimize it in the right way, and so that's what I help you do. But it's just like, if you don't have the video of you playing with XQC on Valorant in the first place, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter, you know? And so we can go through all this and just like create your content. So that's why, but you have to post it, of course. So that's the most important, because you could have played the game with XQC and recorded it, but never done this. But semi-consistent branding on across all platforms. Let me show you what I actually mean. That file that I said, hey, don't look at that. Okay, so we can go to Instagram. This is my profile picture for Instagram. We can go to YouTube banner. This is my full YouTube banner on YouTube. You actually, that's only if you see it on the TV, but it's just this like, I just moved my hand. It's just this like between the borderlines. If you're actually watching this on YouTube, when you go to subscribe really quick, go ahead and click the actual channel and you can go take a look. That's consistent branding. It has that. It has the same thing. Oh, cancel. You know, and then we can go take a look at my LinkedIn banner. Extremely similar, but not necessarily the same, because this is more of like a different vibe that I wanted. Me eating a donut in a polo isn't the right look for that platform, but it's still consistent. It has almost the same background. It's actually taken from the same photo, just a different part of the coastline, in the exact same style, as we could see too. We can go pull that up really quick. And EDN, I want JPEG. Here we go. Okay, cool. You know, you can see it's the same style. You got the cool characters and stuff like that with the drop shadow in the back, and then like what you do with the blurred background, right? So can be consistent across this, because this, okay, I never even explained the reason. Am I a fucking idiot? Yeah. So this is why I'm talking about this. And the reason why is because like, when people see this, it's like more of a, oh, this guy casually plays video games, to like, this guy kind of has a direction on where he wants to go. You know, even the fucking thing, if you're watching this on Twitch, if you go to my main page instead of this like chat area that you're in, you can see this right here. This picture literally matches up with all of my other branding. It matches up with my profile picture, which is the same one I just showed you for Instagram, and you can just literally like look below me. And just be consistent across all of your shit. That's kind of like your roadmap of like what you want to do right now. Goddamn, why does it keep doing that? I'm not trying to expose all of my stuff on here. Should probably cover up these addresses. Actually, fuck it. Have at it. Have at it. That's a rental property that's no longer for sale. Take it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that fourth one's kind of just like random boring shit, but these three, we can say this is just like, we can just say A and not even include that. It's like kind of less important, but like these three are like super important on like what to do now while you're doing this. And I know that that doesn't have like the best thing, like the best advice I can give you for TikTok. We can actually start a different section. TikTok, best advice is, this is where your personality will live, where people will find you and relate to you. And then YouTube, I'm just going over the starred ones because we kind of, you know, went over the rest in depth. We don't need to beat a dead horse. I bet you get it. yeah. Okay. Yeah, I hate TikTok. Gotcha. Okay. But it doesn't matter. Like I hate TikTok too. Goes use its competitor. What is it called? I actually just downloaded it. You get $1 for downloading this. It's called Zyn, ZYNN. Actually, I have this. I don't know if you can see that. It looks like that. It's actually the #1 today. It's the #1 trending social app or entertainment app on the App Store. I'm not sure if those numbers are legit, but whatever. It's actually a competitor Chinese company to TikTok that filed like anti-compete lawsuits and stuff like that against China, or TikTok's parent company in China last year. Whatever, go post it there instead, or actually in conjunction. That will end up being like it will, let's see, they're yellow, right? They'll end up being like a split. So there's TikTok and then there's like whatever. Yeah, so go post it there if you hate TikTok. Not my problem, man. Like it literally, like, if you want to grow extremely fast, this is the way that you do it. YouTube, this is where I'm just gonna copy this, not necessarily your personality, although yes, but more your content. And this is also like where you'll end up actually making your revenue in order to transfer this full-time. YouTube and Twitch, you don't make your revenue full-time on Twitter. Like rarely anybody, even less than people like YouTubers, have like a chance on Twitter to make a full-time income. Like it's fucking insane. Then you can kind of like, if you just think about it, like what I said earlier about like value of each post, your value of a tweet is in most cases significantly less than the value of a full YouTube video that can explain something. And the ad on top of that, therefore, is more valuable. And so Google will take its cut, and eventually once you get monetized, they'll give you some as well. Twitter, I know you can enable your ads on Twitter and do whatever. Dude, it's just, it doesn't pay as much as that. And that's just like how it is, but go ahead. I'm telling you to do both. I'm not telling you to do one or the other, or why one should be shit, you know? Yeah, okay, yeah, you get it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just like go do this, go do this, but then go do this, right? Go do this, and you will have at least a brand that's set up to be consistent throughout everything and highly discoverable. Again, you just chill on Twitch, you have nothing else besides, you know, we can emphasize this, you have nothing else besides this. Oh fuck. I don't know what I just did. If you only have this, you're never going to get discovered to the same audience as if you just took the exact same content and did the rest of this. That's just how it is. You are not discoverable on Twitch because Twitch literally does not care. They don't care about making their creators discoverable or not. You know, it's just that's not true, but it's just like it might as well be with the way that they're doing things and approaching things. Like YouTube is much easier by a landslide to be discovered on than Twitch. That's just how it is. Will you make? Yes, I will make this a YouTube video just for you so you can watch back on this. Of course, man. Of course, I got you. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for sitting through. Dude, how long have we been going through this? 40 minutes? Something like that. Yeah, okay. Thanks for sitting with me through like 40 minutes. But if you enjoyed this, and if you're actually watching this point for some reason and that you found anything in this video helpful, go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and drop a comment about like something you might be confused about, because I see them. Like, dude, you're probably the only person commenting, so I got you. I'll reply to you and I'll help you out. Help you out there. If you're interested on just like talking one-on-one, I could probably do that as well. Yeah, because I know you got I know you got some questions, so I'll talk with you one-on-one on that. Yeah. Okay, yes. Subscribe, like, comment. Thanks.